so much potential for growth in the local and statewide workforce. Communities and institutions alike are putting a lot of investment into education, in particular STEM education. Joining us now to talk about that and more is the Dean of Oakland University's Graduate School, Dr. Brandy Randall. Dr. Randall, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Tyler. It's great to be here.
Appreciate having you on the program today. Let's jump right into it. So Oakland's been selected by the Council of Graduate Schools, or CGS, to participate in the Master's Career Path Exit Survey Project. And this is a project that is designated to expand your understanding of how master's educations across all fields prepare the STEM workforce in particular. Can you talk about the Master's Career Path Exit Survey Project and how Oakland University came to be selected into this particular program?
Yes, we were really excited to be selected by the Council of Graduate Schools for this opportunity. There was a competitive grant application process with several hundred schools offering graduate education in the United States and Canada. You know, our chances of being selected weren't all that great, and so it's a tremendous honor. They selected 10 institutions to receive funding to start the project, and an additional 2 institutions are participating in the exit survey without receiving funding in order to do so. And Oakland's in really great company. Factors that played a role in our selection include our outstanding quality of our master's education, our location here in Southeast Michigan really positions us ideally to have the kinds of connections with employers in the STEM workforce that our students, are filling these roles that we so desperately need.
Interesting about the basic overview of this program is that, and what jumped out to my eye is that it's focusing on the survey, how a master's education across all fields prepares those in a STEM workforce. So when we think about STEM, of course, we break that down into science, technology, engineering, and math. But this is focusing on all career paths. So how does that connection get made? Does everything just sort of go back to STEM in some way?
Well, so if you think about what it takes for a company to run, obviously we need the people with the technical expertise to do that side of the work. But there are all the other aspects that are part of being a successful company. So for example, people who have outstanding communication skills are an essential part. We have accountants, we have business leaders, so all of those help support that STEM focused workforce. And it's not something that I think people really think about. When we think of STEM, we think of engineers and mathematicians and scientists, but it really takes all of our degree fields to make that work possible. And that's really what the National Science Foundation wants to understand a little bit better.
Going more into the specifics, who will be participating in the survey project at Oakland University?
So the survey will take launch for 2 years, and at the end of every graduation semester, all of the students who are graduating with their master's degree are participating in the survey. And so we will have 6 cohorts of master's graduates as part of this data set.
And what sort of topics or subject matter will be covered in this survey by these students as they're undergoing this project?
So the survey itself is really interesting because they are asked questions about what their undergrad degree was in, what their original intentions for going to school were, what kind of career did they want to get, how well their master's degree prepared them for that kind of career. And then they're also looking at whether their career goals have changed at all. And then one other piece that I think is really interesting is that they're taking a really close look at the role of graduate certificates in master's degree attainment. A graduate certificate is a much shorter program. At Oakland, they are a minimum of 12 credits. And you come out with a credential that's recognized by employers, but it doesn't take as long as it would to earn a full master's degree. But one of the exciting trends in graduate education is that we're stacking these graduate certificates into the requirements for a master's degree. So somebody can start a certificate program, finish that, and then come back and have, just a few more credits to earn their master's degree.
We're joined by that. Oh, please continue.
Oh, no, that's okay.
We're joined by Dr. Brandy Randall, the Dean of Oakland University's Graduate School, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. More information on everything happening at Oakland University can be found on their website at oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. And so with this being a collection of schools across the country that are involved in this survey and involved in this project, what benefit does it bring to Oakland University?
It brings tremendous benefits for us because it lets us be part of the national conversation about master's education. We're going to be involved in the dissemination of the data that comes from this project. It helps educate people around the country about Oakland University and the high quality graduate education that we offer here. It's also beneficial to Southeast Michigan because there's a lot of people who really aren't that familiar with the region, and it lets us educate them about, the tremendous employment opportunities that are here, the way that Southeast Michigan contributes to the prosperity of the whole country. So it's really just, I couldn't be more pleased that we have this opportunity to tell our story.
When the results of this survey, when the results of this project ultimately come to light, and these universities have that information that they're looking for, including Oakland, how is that going to change not only your graduate programs, but all your programs at Oakland University to provide these benefits at the community level in the workforce when these students ultimately are concluding their education?
So by having this information, we can see what's going well in our graduate programs and make sure we maintain that. And we know that there's a lot that's going well. We are unable to have enough students graduating to meet the demands of the workforce. And so our students are recognized as having a high level of skill and ability when they come out of Oakland's graduate programs. But it will help us see if there's places that we maybe could refine things a little bit. So for example, maybe making connections with potential careers even more clear in some of our programs. So it really gives us the best of both worlds, an opportunity to celebrate our excellence while continuing to improve and grow.
And so as the Dean of Oakland's Graduate School and focusing on the reality, as you said, that the demand of the open jobs in STEM industries in particular is not being met by the number of graduates coming out of school, undergraduate or graduate. How does that impact then the way that curriculum is formulated at Oakland University, particularly for the STEM careers, but also, as it was also mentioned earlier on, for those non-STEM specific career paths that ultimately impact these industries?
So one of the things that we're really interested in doing is working with employers to help their employees have an opportunity to either reskill or upskill. So for example, we can do programs that are designed for a specific employer using our curriculum, but doing a cohort program for their employees who, maybe there's a desire to have a growth in employees who have skill in business analytics, data analytics, because with the growth of big data, the need to understand everything that is underpinning a company is really accelerating quickly. And so we can offer a tailored program directly to their employees in a field that they want to grow their workforce internally in. That's just one of the kinds of opportunities that we have available.
Well, a program like this, would it be helpful for administrators at Oakland University and for those undergrad students late in their undergraduate education to consult on and make those decisions about whether or not to go to graduate school? How can something like this, how can this information ultimately help consult with students and then students themselves make decisions about whether their education should terminate at the undergraduate level or may need to continue to the graduate level?
Sure. So this information will really help people look at those career outcomes that come from a master's degree. We know that master's degree earners tend to have higher income, much lower rates of unemployment in general, even when things aren't great nationally like they are now. And so it gives a level of job stability. But that does tend to vary some by field. And so people will be able to look at, for the degree programs that they're interested in, really what's the best path forward for them. And also to think about the timing of that. A lot of people want to finish their undergraduate degree and jump right into a graduate degree, but others want to take a little time, be in the workforce for a while, and then work and go to school at the same time.
So when will we know the results of the Master's Career Path Exit Survey?
So the survey will go through 2023, and it will take CGS some time to put everything together, and they haven't given us the timeline for that, but I anticipate that sometime in 2024 we will have a really robust report to share.
Will there be an ability for adjustments to be made in your programs at Oakland, both graduate and undergraduate, in the meantime as this information is being collected? How is Oakland University then taking the time in between now and the end of this survey to make some of those adjustments themselves without necessarily having the full results of CGS?
So we're going to be doing that in two ways. One is we've got the standard survey that CGS, we've all agreed to disseminate the standard survey, but they are giving us the flexibility to add our own questions to that. And so we're working with the graduate programs to identify what else they might want to know from their graduating master's students. And we will be adding that to the survey. And then we will share the results with the graduate programs and the deans, over the next couple of years as we get them and look at that picture that's emerging. You want to be careful about drawing too many conclusions from smaller samples of people. So any big changes would have to come after we've really had the full 2 years of the project. But one of the things that is true in every one of our programs is that our faculty are really dedicated, and they are constantly tweaking programs to improve the student experience and improve outcomes for our students at both the undergraduate and graduate level.
We're joined by Dr. Brandy Randall, the Dean of Oakland University's Graduate School, joining us on the Oakland County Megacast. More information on Oakland University is always on their website, oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. And so, Dr. Randall, for those that are interested in graduate school or in some of the master's programs at Oakland University, what steps can they take to undergo some research on those programs, speak with someone at Oakland University, and determine A, if graduate school is right for them, and B, if these programs at Oakland, if a program or multiple programs at Oakland University might be fit for them?
So we have a ton of information on our website, which is always, a good place to start. But we've also got some staff in the graduate school who offer a number of ways to talk to them. We can schedule a virtual appointment on Zoom because we know people are busy. We can do in-person appointments. We can do a phone call. And so all they would need to do is contact the graduate school at Oakland University, and we will hook them up with somebody who can answer their questions.
Dr. Randall, a couple more minutes before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else on the Master's Career Exit Survey project or anything else happening at Oakland University's graduate schools?
So one of the things that we're really excited about is that the survey gives us the opportunity at a really key point in history. Nationally, the jobs that require a master's degree at entry level are projected to grow by 15% between 2019 and 2029. This is the fastest growth of all education levels. And when we look at the 50 hot jobs in Michigan that was released a couple of years ago by the Michigan Department of Technology Management and Budget, many of those 50 hottest jobs in Michigan required an advanced degree, either a master's degree or a doctoral degree. And so understanding the experiences of our students is going to help us grow in order to meet that demand and support the needs of the Michigan workforce.
Dr. Randall, we appreciate your time telling us more about this study and the ways it's going to impact us right here in Oakland County at Oakland University and at other institutions throughout the U.S. as well.
Thank you, Tyler.